I wanted to welcome you guys to my holiday special and wish everybody a good holiday. Hopefully, you'll get to see this before the holiday. If not afterwards, just as good. Now, where I wanted to start is being a patriot myself. I'm working on this old bag of bolts right here. This guy, you know, right to repair. While Palantir is buying up our country under a bunch of shell names, selling it off to the Chinese, Bill Gates' buddies that wants us to eat mealy worms and ground up spiders. That son of a bitch. You know, if Bill Gates caught fire, I wouldn't piss on him to put him out. And that goes for Trump right now too, getting in bed with that bad scumbag with the yarmulkes there, selling us yarmulke food. But you see, there was a plan all along to dumb down our children because right now, even my own son can't repair a basic generator, a tractor, a lawnmower. They've really created a dependency, and these kids are too busy. My son, because of the distance and the time and getting up for work. Not to mention, he said he has some sort of lymphoma cancer in his leg. I've never heard of such thing as in a leg, but anything's possible. But being a patriot, okay, that means fighting back against these people because just like Watro and Argyle, they'll fill my mailbox with their bullshit. And then you call and say, hey, I want to sit down with you. You call their office, oh, write us a letter. You know what, you scumbag motherfucker. Both of you, Watro, Argyle, and your other meathead down there. You know, they get in there, they roost like kings, and they serve themselves. That's not holding a political office. And right now, my sweat gauge on my internal dashboard went up to holy shit, it's hot. Uh, right now I think an African tiger. I think that old boy would be in a hospital with heat exhaustion. No wonder they lay under a shade tree. They ain't dumb either. That's where I don't know where the Great Orange Menace is. He was underneath my truck hiding there a while back. So, you know, giving you people my honest opinion is China and those tech giants like Bill Gates and them, they're out to keep you independent, to keep them rich. You know, were trading you all this bullshit over the years under the guise of either safety or the environment, and they make 1,000 items on the shelf that you can walk into Walmart. They're not fixable, they're not reusable, they're garbage. So it better pay that people come to their senses and get these scumbags out of office and tell them we're not voting for you. As a matter of fact, we should have I'm not voting booths in the district. And when there's so many people that don't vote for either candidate, those candidates should not be able to assume office because if they ever went to I'm not voting for you, we're not going to get these overlords. In other words, we're going to have them removed and put somebody there that wants to serve the American people, not agendas and not people from other countries. That is not a government. That is not. That is called a banana republic. Okay? I belong to both the United States Navy and United States Marine Corps. My heritage was proud and firm up until they started throwing rats, weasels, and I got a couple other derogatory names into our workspace. And not to mention making them chiefs and bosses. We had more Fruit Loop chiefs than we had any Indians. And then the Indians were basically useless. And to me, it was being done deliberate. Just like this stuff, you don't see that there was a path to this, selling us all this new, better bullshit. And now today we're reverting back. We're coveting old vehicles, old tractors, anything we can get our hands on because we don't want to deal with that new bullshit. It takes time to get something fixed. It takes phone calls. And if you live in the a-hole of the world like I do here, and you call to get something fixed, they're months out. Not days, not weeks. Maybe a couple months we can get you in. Especially a lawnmower. You know, that's why I bought the parts for this. I got to put a starter in it right here. Hey, made in China. You know what I mean? But I had to wait 2.5 weeks to get this starter. I would have had to wait another 3, maybe 4 weeks, maybe to the end of the summer till I got another starter. And I still need push rods, and I would like to put new lifters in it. Those didn't come, so I'm going to get it running the way it is. And when the stuff does come, then I'll put those new parts in. But this is the world that we're living in. We can't fix anything. And the new stuff that's being produced is not fixable. It's made with such feeble garbage. You know, Briggs and Stratton used to be a great name. Now they call it Breaks and Scrap 'em. You know what I mean? There's just no getting around it. Kohler. I just recently came on the internet, and I saw a Kohler engine with a Kohler toilet sitting on top of it. Which would you rather have? Neither one work. Like, oh, okay. There's the Great Orange Menace. Yes, sir. You want to be in the video? You want to say hello? Well, come here. I know folks want to say. He wanted to say hello. Oh, now you're getting camera shy. Okay, there he is. The Great Orange Menace lives. Okay, so basically, I told you a patriot comes down to buckling down, calling your senators and telling them they're a scumbag and to get their asses out of office because they're not serving you. And especially when China's allowed to run, you know, ripshod over this whole country, you know, or rupshod, however you want to say it, wherever you come from. I mean, they're shitting all over us. You know, like I said, there's not a day that goes by when I don't have to spend another $50 or $100. I don't know how people are making it today, especially people with you know, 2-3 kids. But that's why I don't remember the last time I saw a pregnant white woman in a store. I honest to God can't tell you the last time I saw any white woman pregnant. Not a one. I don't see children out playing in yards anymore. Hispanics, yeah, but I don't see my own race, my own people. But and like I said, I don't blame the Dominican stuff for coming here to try to better their life. But our politicians duped them. They baited them, and soon they're going to become the enslaved. And that's why they want these data centers. Palantir, Bill Gates. There's a half a dozen other organizations. Lexion or something like. They were Lexion spawned the video that got banned. It was meant to be a movie. It was called Project Looking Glass. Okay, you can look it up. It was, but there was a new version of the old plan. Basically, you're taking over the foods, your farms. Farms are disappearing at a rapid rate, and so are growing and producing companies. Why in fucking hell will we sell China all of our farmland and depend on foreign foods? Well, that's how they make you independent. That's what they're working on in the Netherlands and in the UK. Get rid of the farms, get rid of the animals, and you're going to have what we let you have. That's basically what they're working on. Another brainless bastard. It's a holiday. I almost got clipped today. So that's what they're working on. And that's why I told you, like I do. As a matter of fact, when I went out to vote and I saw Argle's name there and Watro's name, I wrote "fuck you" in the thing. That's why I said it's a Patriots holiday, and that's why we fought for freedom to have free speech, even if it's naughty words. We fought for it. We earned it. Okay? We were under the oppression of half-wits, just like we're under the oppression of the half-wits that are in the White House now, and that includes Trump for letting this happen under his watch. Okay? He's the commander-in-chief, and you don't see any of those scumbags like Newsom, you know, Fanny, Fat Fanny there, Big Fat Fanny, Tim No Balls out there, the other one, Fatso Pritzker, even the one that was over in Jersey, Donut Man there, looks like the freaking Michelin Man. You don't see any of them scumbag snakes. Oh, they're going to put the puppets in. Remember what I told you? There's puppet masters, and then there's the puppets. Don't crucify the puppets for what the puppet masters are doing. Okay? That ain't the way you know who the top scumbags are. There ain't been one arrest. Not one indictment of Waltz, Adam Shifty, Pelosi, the ones that started all this. So that tells me, and there was a couple other hosts that said it, including Hannity, but there's other sideline hosts like me that say the same thing. If they're not arresting Waltz, Prickster, and you know the ones up there in New York, Hochul and that, my sweat is sweating. If they're not arresting them, you know this is going to continue. You know this has all just been a charade. I mean, we've lived over 40 years of there's an investigation, and you're expecting with an investigation for something to happen and something to come to fruition. Well, it never does. Teach your kids about tools, buy them a toolbox. It may not be appreciative. It might be like buying your wife a new apron for her birthday in the kitchen or something. Maybe sublimely tell them that it is really a gift to learn to work with their hands and their minds, because that's what our youth needs. Now, right now, My ball meter is going off at the extra saturated level, and I have to go wipe myself off a little bit here. Uh, I'm telling you, Trump and Satan must be in town. Probably Waltz is with them. All the rest of them, they're probably with them because it's getting hotter than hell here. Thank you for watching my videos, and that's my holiday special. And as I said, you take that to heart and mark my words what they're up to, especially with these data centers. You don't want it in your neighborhood. Let's make plans to get rid of it. And even the flock cameras, you got to tell them that's a violation. Number one of our First Amendment, which is speech, which they can monitor. Our Fourth, Fifth, and 14th Amendments. And there's also 17th Amendment in there. Okay? I need our scholars here to start drawing up an indictment, okay, of the users, not just the originators of the flock cameras, but the users. That means the operators. And that means we need a manifesto written of what they're doing with that information that they're getting from those cameras. Okay? Because I'm hearing it's getting a lot deeper than just license plates. Okay? And it's another just another lazy avenue to scam people out of money and write them a ticket. Oh, you were 20 miles over the speed limit. Well, who gives a rat's ass? Maybe you were taking your mom to the hospital. What business is it of theirs? You know, we got worse crime. We got crack, methamphetamines. We got houses blowing up. We have couples committing suicide, blowing each other up, shooting each other, because they've created such a hardship. And we don't need more. We don't need more avenues to hardship. Thank you for watching my videos, and be a patriot. Stand up to these scumbags that are in political office telling people they represent you. Neither one of these Muppets down here represents me. And as far as I'm concerned, that governor out here in Harrisburg, he's one big pile of monkey turds. Thank you all for watching my videos.